it's Nikki. How you doing? I hope you're having a good day. It is gloomy and grey in London, but you know, we are where we are. So today I want to share with you an exercise that may be really useful if you're feeling a bit stuck, or if you're not making the progress that you want to, or if you're finding it hard to focus with everything that's going on. This might be really useful. So this exercise came to me, or I discovered it about myself when I was actually doing nothing to do with business. It was actually when I started to exercise again after having my first child in 2015. Now, I wasn't one of these people who was like, oh my goodness, I'm back in my jeans 2 days later. No, the exercise did not happen for probably about a year. And it certainly didn't start with running. It was a bit of yoga, a bit of walking, because I had a 9 pound 10 baby and a 3-day labour and an emergency C-section. And it took me a while to kind of muster up the strength to go, yeah, okay, I can do this. So I had to start slowly but surely. But the first sort of entry point into running again, so I'd run fairly regularly before that, but you know, let's face it, I'm not Paula Radcliffe or Mo Farah or Usain Bolt or any of those brilliant people. This is very much casual running. So I started with the Couch to 5K app, and that was really useful. It was a really good framework for me to begin with, but I tell you what, those first couple of runs, I was like, I can't do it. And, you know, in the beginning, it's like run for 45 seconds and walk for 30 seconds. And I just was fighting it so much. And I felt really out of sorts in my body. I didn't like my workout gear. I felt really like I was complaining about my trainers because, you know, they were old. And I was basically trying to figure out and sort of pull together all these, I guess, a jumble of emotions, thoughts, feelings, yeah, all the things. And I went through this for a while, for a couple of weeks. And then I started to open up some possibilities. So the fact that I was tracking how well I was doing, how I was completing it, every single bit. When I got to about week 4, I suddenly had pulled together some evidence of, hang about, there's something in this. I've been able to get to this point where I've consistently done that. And as soon as I started to see that and see the actual evidence, the data, like I couldn't argue with it. I had the tick box on every run that I'd done. It started to give me a bit of confidence. And when I went into like week 4, week 5, even though at the beginning I was like, there's absolutely no, Couch to 5K in 30 minutes, absolute joke. No way can I do that. But I decided to trust the process, and this was a big thing for me. I was like, it's not going to work for me. I was so sassy with it. But in the end, I tried to just focus and go with it and switch off all the voices in my head. So for week 4 or week 5, I suddenly started to get a rhythm. And I suddenly thought, oh, this is actually all right. Oh, I can go a bit further than I can. And this is when the breakthrough happened. What I started to do at that point was, instead of focusing on myself, of like, this feels so hard, I can't do this, it's not perfect yet, I started to look up. And as soon as I started to look up, I noticed other runners around. And I started to smile at them. And I would start to, because I was going on sort of similar routes, I start to see the same people again. And we would give a little smile, or a good morning, or like, yeah, it's hard work, isn't it? And that started to make me feel really good, because suddenly I felt like we were all in it together. And then I started to notice more about what was going on. And I noticed some people, of course, were like, I've been running for 25 years, mate. Like, I knock out a couple of marathons a month, easy peasy. And you can see it when people just have that rhythm of like, I can do this and all the rest of it. But also, I started to notice the people who made it obvious in some shape or form, or this was kind of my perception of it, that they had just started. They had started their week one. That it took everything in them to go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, right? I've got to put my trainers on. I can't talk about this anymore. I'm actually going to do it. And I'm going to go slowly and surely, and it's going to be imperfect, and I'm going to be sweaty, and I hope people don't look at me, and I hope that we don't have to have a conversation about this. I'm just going to do it quietly and see what happens. And there have been so many things from this process that I've taken with my business. So when you first start out building a personal brand, it is so exposing. You're like, I can't put my face on the internet. I don't want to talk about this. Please don't ask me about it. I don't know any of the things. Like, can I even do this? You have all of the doubts. And what you can feel is that actually everybody's so much further ahead than you. Everybody's got it sorted. Everybody's got the cool, beautiful 80 quid leggings, and they're running around the block, and they're chasing, and they're laughing, and they've got it all sorted, and they're doing another half marathon and all the rest of it. But if you can quickly get to that point, like the week 4 or 5 breakthrough that I had with this Couch to 5K, if you can get to that point where you look up and you see what's going on, and you notice what's around you, but in a positive way of, we are all doing the work. We're all in this. We're all in this together. And there are some people who are going to find their rhythm because they've been doing this thing for years and years and years, and now they're just suddenly working on their sprint, or they're doing something else. It's like that in business. You know, sometimes people will be like, how did they get so much further along? How have they been able to get 50,000 followers? Because before they did this thing, they might have worked in social media. You know, so many people are bringing different things to the table. Again, there are some days where I feel like my legs are just like, come on, let's run, let's go. I mean, I probably look like Phoebe from Friends, but I sometimes have that power of like, let's do this, off we go. Other days, it's a drag. I don't want to do it. I feel like I'm going back to step 1. If I can't do this, who am I to do this? The imposter syndrome, all the rest of it. So what I've learned to do is to try and get myself and take myself to that week 4 or week 5 feeling, where I'm looking up, where I'm acknowledging people, where I'm having eye contact, where I'm supporting people. And it's a really powerful thing that I've noticed, and it's something that I make an effort to do, not only when I'm out running, where I will say good morning to people or a smile. And some people are like in their own world and with their headphones on, and they don't want to be bothered, and I'm not going to be like, morning, I'm not going to be that irritating person. But if people are open to having that, like, well done, we did it, we got up this morning, yeah, it's raining, yeah, you can have so much conversation and dialogue, even in just a few looks, and as you're just passing as well. But also, I bring this into how I think about my business and my personal brand. My only objective is to be in the game, is to be doing it and being out and about, but also not making myself wrong for where I'm at right now. And actually, sometimes you can take inspiration from people who are further on than you and people who are just starting out. Because sometimes I love it when a client will come to me and they're just starting out and they've got so much enthusiasm and fresh ideas and creativity, and we could do this, and they're firing on all cylinders, which is a really infectious, brilliant thing to do. And then sometimes you get other wise words from people who are further on because they can shortcut the process. So my invitation for you today, in that very long-winded analogy, is to check where you are in the game. Are you allowing yourself always just to go, I can't do it, I'm not right, or is there something that you can do where you can go, hang on a minute, I've made strides in this business. I've made strides, I'm doing it, I've got clients, some money is coming in, somebody did like that post that I did the other day, somebody did understand what I've said, and all of that kind of stuff. Please, please, please notice that evidence. Notice what is coming in. Don't just allow your head to say, I can't do it, it's not for me, and all the rest of it. See wherever you can to get into that grounded state. So you're in that week 4 or 5 where you can start to enjoy the process. Look up, take it in, enjoy the inspiration. There's a bloody lorry truck outside. Thank you. It's one of those, please turn left, all the rest of it. All right, I'm gonna go. I hope that was useful. Let me know, what are your ways of looking at the evidence? Also, let me know if there's something that you're struggling with. What is that niggle? What's that one thing that keeps holding you back? Is it visibility? Is it that you don't close the sale? What's the answer that you're looking for, basically? Leave me a comment down below or DM me, email me. Let's have a conversation. Let's do this. It's October, it's 2020. Let's see what we can do before the end of the year. I'll see you later. And notice, I'm standing up. I'm doing it. Oh, I'm not going to jiggle around too much. All right, see you later. Bye.